I am the Makeup Maven. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do, I guess a lot of the beauty bloggers out there have been calling it a challenge. They make it sound like this is something that most people don't do on an everyday basis, so I'm not going to call it a challenge. It is a full face of makeup look from the Dollar Tree, where everything's $1. And I know on my channel before, y'all have heard me talk about a lot of high-end things. If you look around my beauty studio there, I have just as many drugstore items as I do high-end items. I haven't bought makeup from the Dollar Tree before. Everything is $1. I got a full face of everything that I would need of the things that they had. They did not have a primer, and they also... Let me see what else they didn't have. Well, I guess they didn't have a concealer. So for this particular episode today, I'm going to start out with a drugstore primer. This is by Maybelline. This is the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. So that's going to be my primer, and my concealer is going to be the NYX High Definition Studio. Everything else I got from the Dollar Tree, including lip liner, lipstick, mascara, eyeliner. They didn't have a blush, but I'm going to take care of that. And I'm going to use something that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I am telling you that it does not matter if items are $1 each or if items are $100 each. You can make it work. You just have to be choosy about what you're putting on your face and make sure that you're working with a palette. And other than that, it doesn't matter. I was out shopping with my kids last weekend when I stopped at the Dollar Tree, and they even have a little handy dandy makeup bag to put everything in when I'm done. I spent $12 or $13, and I think that's counting tax. And two of the things that I bought have absolutely nothing to do with makeup. The first one is Pop Rocks. I loved Pop Rocks when they came out. I still love Pop Rocks. The Dollar Tree is about the only place that you can even find Pop Rocks anymore. When they came out in the 70s, yes, I am that old. When they came out in the 70s, I loved these things. Now you don't see them in the mainstream too much, but the Dollar Tree still has them, and I love them, so I bought it. And my son is like, nobody eats Pop Rocks anymore. Well, yeah, they do. Hi, Bryce. This is your mom eating Pop Rocks. The other thing that I found at the checkout was Fruit Stripe gum. Oh my God, this stuff is the bomb. The only thing is that the flavors last about 10 seconds. And then after that, like literally, I used to spit it out and then grab another piece. I can chew the heck out of some Fruit Stripe gum. Do y'all remember Fruit Stripe gum? This stuff is the bomb, just like the Pop Rocks. So I got my Fruit Stripe gum, I got my Pop Rocks, and now we're gonna put on some makeup. So I'm going to start out with my Baby Skin Primer from Maybelline. Okay, it comes out clear. I am going to say this is something along the lines of some things that I use. Silicone-based, yeah, I can feel it. Silicone-based primers do a good job of covering up your pores. It goes on. You just need like a pea-sized amount. It covers your entire face. It goes on wet, but it kind of comes down to like a powdery consistency. Feels very silky. I absolutely love them. A lot of people will say that a silicone-based primer will clog their skin up, but I use one like this almost every single day, so I'm not disappointed. I have the Baby Lips. Baby Lips from Maybelline. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I was really eager to try the Baby Skin Primer. So awesome. All right, so I have gone on and opened up these things just so I don't have to struggle with them on camera. The first thing that I'm going to do is to put on my foundation. This is a compact makeup. Most overwhelmingly, all of the brands are something called Color Mates. I do have a selection of brushes in front of me, so just because it comes with something doesn't mean that I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my traditional beauty blender. Like I said, I don't really see this as a challenge. I just see this as the reality is that a lot of people's makeup comes from the Dollar Tree or Walmart or CVS or any of those places. So let's just start out by gonna put it on. My Beauty Blender is damp, just like I would start any Lookout. Okay, it's going on really nicely. I'm not disappointed. I'm not mad at it. Doesn't smell like paint. Doesn't really, I mean, it's got some kind of smell to it, but I mean, it's not like, it's not odoriferous or anything. It doesn't stink. And I'm really not unhappy with that, actually. I'm really not unhappy with that coverage at all. Okay, let me go in again. This is a cream base, by the way. I want to say they had a liquid, but I already had this in my hands. And have any of you ever gone into the Dollar Tree and you think, oh, I'm just going to grab one or two things. I don't need a cart. Well, yeah, that was me the other day. Didn't grab a cart, just had what was in my hands. And by the time I saw that there was a liquid, I was just like, eh. You know, at this point, it's a juggling act. And if I put anything down, it's likely to all come spilling out. So, all right. Okay, actually, I'll have to see how this wears, but I'm actually really liking this. The coverage was really good. It went on really nicely. It covered everything. It's not moving around. A lot of times with foundations, like you'll start putting it on and it'll start grabbing and moving to other places of your face. That's not happening. So yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. All right, my next step in my routine is usually my concealer. They did not have one at the Dollar Tree, so again, this is just my NYX concealer. I'm sure I got this from Ulta, just because everything just about comes from Ulta with me. All right, so I was at work yesterday, and one of my coworkers, Liz, asked me how my weekend was, because yesterday was Monday. So I realized that by the time you're seeing this, this is going to be Sunday, but yesterday for me was Monday. And I had had a really good weekend, but I was really sad. I was missing my kids, and I started crying. And of course, my first thought was, oh my God, no, stop crying. It's going to make my makeup fall off. I told her, I was like, my eyeshadow looks really good. I'm not crying this off today. But by the time we went to lunch, I could see that my concealer had moved, and my big old brown black bags up under my eyes were showing. So I was like, not good. All right, the next thing that I'm going to use is the LA Colors pressed powder. And again, everything's $1. So I'm going to dip in with my Beauty Blender. Gonna set this. Those of you who watch the channel also know that I use powder and foundation as my eye primer. I don't use a separate eye primer. All right, I think looks pretty good. Looks like high-end stuff. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I usually do my blush, and as I told you at the beginning of the video, they did not have a blush to choose from, but they do have this LA Colors. This is a loose eyeshadow ombre color. This one is the color Lollipop. And I am going to use that as a blush. I have said that over and over and over on my channel. Just because something doesn't say blush doesn't mean that you can't use it as a blush. So this is actually an eyeshadow. It's kind of a glittery, shimmery shade. So I think that if I can get it on my cheeks, I think it might work out really well. So just gonna pull up the little brush. Let's see what I can do. Okay, that little brush is not going to get me far. Let me see if I can pour this out. There we go. Let me grab one of my brushes over here. There we go. Okay, I actually like that. This might actually work for a blush and a highlighter all in one. I actually really like that. Have to be careful we don't end up looking like a clown. Y'all, this is really pretty. Lollipop. I am really not unhappy with that at all. Wow. Okay, I'm not unhappy with that. You know, sometimes when you do these things and you use something that maybe isn't supposed to be used for something else, you take that chance that, you know, maybe it's not going to go on right, maybe it's not going to look the way that you hoped it would look, but I'm actually kind of digging that. I'm definitely going to use that again. Okay, next at this point, I would start doing my eyes. I have the Color Mates. This was $1. Everything that I'm using was $1. So this is the palette in Tropical Fusion. I want to say they only had 2 choices. I can't remember what the other choice was, but I like this one because it's got the greens, it's got the blues, and it's got the neutrals. I am not going to use their little brush that they have attached to it. I have a full array of brushes here in front of me, so I'm just going to go grab one of these. Also, when I was looking at it, these are all shimmery shades. There's nothing in here that's like a matte. So usually to do your transition color, you don't ever want to go in with a shimmery shade. Let me see if I have anything around here. Let me see. What can I use? Okay. Here is the new Lemonade palette by Maybelline. I think, yeah. So there's one in here called Sweet Tea. It's this one right here. I'm using this just for a transition shade. Blending it into the crease of my eye and really anywhere else it wants to go. I have a mirror right here. So if y'all are wondering why my head's veering off that way, that's why. All right, Sweet Tea is working out pretty well. Still wish this palette actually smelled like lemonade or, you know, sweet tea. Anything that it says it does. Well, okay, it doesn't say that it smells like it, but I'm sorry. If you call yourself lemonade, if you're a lemonade palette or anything fruit related, chocolate, whatever the case may be, I think that that's what you should smell like. Okay, so I've got my transition shade in. That's the only thing that I'm going to use that is not my Dollar Tree palette. So at this point I'm going to go in with one of these. I think I'm going to go in with that color right there. Let's see. I think I'm going to take my same brush. I'm going to go in with that color. There's no names on these, so I have no idea what color that is. Gonna pack it into the corners of my eye. Now that is one thing about some eyeshadows from the drugstore. A lot of times you have to spend a little more time and effort blending them in. A lot of times they don't like to blend in all by themselves. Just take some love. Take a couple of extra minutes. It's worth it. And for whatever reason, my right eye is blending better than my left eye. You ever had a hair day where one side of your hair, it looks better than the other side? That's kind of what's happening with me right this minute. For whatever reason, my right eye is looking much better than my left eye. Blending better, but that's okay. Just take another couple of minutes, extra 30 seconds or so, blend it out. Okay, not unhappy with that. Let's see. At this point, I want to take something, y'all know me, I love my shimmer. I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to go into this shade right here. I'm just going to kind of press that on for a halo effect right in the middle of my eye. Go in again over on this side. Okay, I like that. All right, at this point I am going to take the little brush that came with it because I want to go up under my eye and do a little bit of definition up under there. So I'm going to go into that shade right here with the edge of the brush, the edge of the sponge, and just kind of start right along the edge of my lash line. Okay, go in again, right on that lash line. All right. Now I am going to go in with the Color Mates Auto Eyeliner. This is in black. This was the only color that my particular Dollar Tree had. I do like the fact that you can twist it up. I'm going to go into my waterline. I can say it went on pretty nicely, pretty smooth. Do y'all remember buying a long time ago, back when I was a kid, when I say a kid, I mean like a teenager, and I started buying the only eyeliner that I could afford, which at the time was Wet n Wild pencils, and the ones that you had to sharpen. The Wet n Wild pencils would go on so freaking stiff and dry, like you were dragging it. And finally I would have to go and get my my mom's cigarette lighter and just dab it up under the heat for just a second, just to soften it up a little bit. And that was the only way that you could get that stuff to work. They have made leaps and bounds in advances since then, but this one this one went on really, really nicely. I can't say that I'm upset about that at all. The next thing that I'm going to use is my LA Colors Mascara Lash Building. It's got a cute little brush. We'll see if that actually works. Pull it out. It's a cute little tube. It's not anything big. Hopefully this isn't all clumpy and goofy. Actually, it's not. See the brush? All right. Now for the crazy faces. You know we all make those crazy faces when we're putting on mascara. Okay, here's the thing. I don't have any eyelashes hardly to speak of in the first place. Is this doing everything that something from like Revlon or Maybelline would do? Probably not, but at the same time, I'm sorry, I realize I'm like completely off camera again. Probably not, but at the same time, a lot of those don't do the most for me either, because I'm really challenged in the eyelash department. Actually, I'm not unhappy with this little brush, but that being said, it's probably not doing the absolute most for my little scrawny lashes in the first place. Okay. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I mean, by the time I've spent, 30 seconds per eye trying to get mascara on, I do want more to show for it than just this. But so far, this is the only thing that hasn't been my absolute, just love from the Dollar Tree. Last but not least, I have got this again from ColorMates. This is the color Ruby Red. Although this does not look red inside of the packaging, it looks more of a darker color. And it actually comes with a little bitty lip liner. So I am going to use both of these. Like, really, this doesn't look red. I would call that more of a rum raisin, maybe. Okay, let's go in with the lip liner because this is looking like it might be on the dry side. Actually, it's really not. It's not red. It's more of a neutral color. Okay. Actually, it didn't drag across my skin or anything. I'm really not unhappy with that. All right, we'll see about this. This one's kind of scaring me a little bit. All right. Oh, y'all. It's actually gliding on. Feels really moisturizing. It is redder than it actually looks in the tube. Something tells me this is not going to last more than a hot minute. I don't think that this is probably going to last through, a meal or a snack or anything like that. That being said, it is really creamy. I was afraid it was going to be dry. I was afraid it was going to be dragging on my lips. And it didn't, and I'm not unhappy with that. So this is my full face using my Dollar Tree makeup. I would go to work like this. I would go out on the town like this. I'm going to, right this minute, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm going to finish my day with this look. So Again, I said I was hesitant to call it a challenge because it's really not a challenge. There are a lot of people who have to go to the drugstore, to the Dollar Tree, to whatever to get their makeup. They don't have a lot of other high-end options that are available to them. And I would put this look up against anything that I've done with high-end makeup. We'll see how it wears. But right this minute, I'm actually digging it, and there's a couple of things that I'm going to use again. I love this little lollipop eyeshadow color that I used as a blusher and a highlight. I'm really not unhappy with the eye palette and this foundation. I think it's great. Actually, I'm probably going to wear it to work tomorrow. So, all right, y'all have a fabulous rest of your weekend day. It is Sunday right this minute where you are. It's Tuesday where I am. So, you know, through the power of the internet, I film this now and I'm going to put it up later. So anyway, enjoy your weekend. And if you get a chance, go over to your Dollar Tree and see what's there. You might find something really good. And you might find fruit stripe gum, and you might find Pop Rocks. So what more could you possibly want? Y'all have a great one, and I will see you next time. Bye.